I have exposure of the heel of my foot, or the full sole of my foot, actually. Okay. So, this is going to be, in a sense, ankle lock defense. Like if we were being ankle locked, we'd straighten our leg, put the boot on, everything like that. Okay. But we also want a counter rotation here. Okay. Ankle lock or not, just like we stand up. So, we're not going to stand up all the way yet. We're just going to position ourselves correctly first. So from here, what I'm going to look to do, if I need to, I'll clear his hand here. I'm going to tuck this leg. So this is going to look like a technical stand-up, guys. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to start to rotate and build weight into the sole of my foot and start to come up. Now, very important, and this is a big reason why I want you guys to stop here, is to get used to fighting the feet as soon as you get a good upward space here. So what that'll look like is a clamp grip on the foot. Okay. Why a clamp grip? Okay. Take your leg away. Okay. Very good grip, easy to track this foot. Okay, we don't want to look at stuff like this, like pop it off, yeah, they'll pummel out easy. Okay, really just clamp the foot. Okay, other hand, we'll do the same thing to his shin. Okay, that's a little less important because this leg's pretty much going to stay here. Okay, so one more time. Start. Good. He's going to sweep me down. All right, right away, I need to fight him turning this way. If he turns this way, he's going to go for a leg lock. Okay. So I need to boot my foot through. From here, if he's holding onto my pants, I'm always going to clear this grip first. Okay? Tuck my foot, so my knee is facing out, and now I'm going to drive all of my weight into my trapped foot. So I should be on my knee and my foot here. Okay? I'm going to control his foot, control his shin. Make sense? Alright, cool. So for basics classes, you probably did something called the technical stand-up. Okay? So when Grant swept me, I was here. I'm repositioning this leg and putting this leg on the ground. This is essentially like a mini version of a technical stand-up. Okay, except I'm not doing that. I'm just coming here. You guys are just trying to get right here. Okay. So when I get swept, I am going to be here. Like let's assume this is the leg that's being locked down. Okay. I'm coming this way, and see I'm getting my foot flat to the mat, and then I'm getting here to control. Make sense? All right, cool. Leg X. He's going to sweep me. This is best done right away, guys. Okay, so real time, if we're like looking to capitalize off this right away and get back to a good position, we're immediately going to try to put weight into this foot and control his legs. Make sense? All right, cool. Let's go. All right. Okay. All right, so I build my base here. As I'm climbing up, I'm already controlling the feet. Okay. So as I come up and I'm putting all of my weight into this foot, what I'm looking to do is to stop his hips from climbing with me. That's another thing I'm doing early on by controlling his legs. It's going to get harder for him to get that good attachment that we had in the basics class where it's like lower back is bridging and he's like really stuck to my hip. We're going to talk about next one that's not the case. Okay? But if I can get here and put really good pressure here and make it hard for him to get a really good arch off the ground with his lower back, okay? Now I've created a lot of space between the knees. All right? So when I make a decision to high step, okay, the key here to actually be in position is to have, again, all of your weight into this leg. If I'm leaning into my left leg, I'm never going to be able to high step this awkwardly. Okay? See, I literally have to step into this leg to do it. So I lean all my weight into my right leg. That's going to make my left foot mobile and light. Okay? Here, I'm going knee to the ceiling, pummeling my leg through. Okay? And then from here, I'm going to control hip and armpit. And we can stop right here. If you guys remember from our Toriando passing, from here, that's when we can start to look to go into good positions. Guys, make sure you're leaning slightly over, okay? So don't stand up and do this. He's going to sweep you back again. Okay? I see that mistake all the time. All right? When you stand up, you should almost be leaning over, right? So if I come up here as I'm controlling his feet, Ulysses starts to sweep me, look, my base is pretty good, okay? If it's really bad sometimes, you can even let go of this and post your hand on the mat. It's okay to post your hand on the mat here. He's attacking your legs, not your upper body. All right, so we're here, we messed up, he sweeps us. Okay, right away, I build my base, and about the time I'm starting to build the top position, which is usually gonna be on this first knee, that's when I'm looking to control the feet. As soon as I get on top here, okay? I'm going to drive all my weight into my trapped foot as I come up, okay? Opening the space. Good tricep extension on this foot. That's going to open more space. push the other knee away from you guys, see? Now I lean. As I lean, my leg becomes light. I go for a high step. Do not back step. We're high stepping. High step, heel comes through, step, control the hip, control the armpit, connect knee to elbow. And then you'll have a lot of good passing opportunities here. Make sense? Guard player, a good leg locker, he's probably not going to lose this butterfly hook. Okay? So what does this butterfly hook do? When I move this leg around, you're going to follow me. So what does that mean with a back step versus a high step? Some of you are back stepping, okay? If you come here and you go to back step, see, that leg's just going to follow you. That's why we're not doing a back step right now, okay? So now watch the difference with a high step, okay? A high step is literally going to be like a high knee. I'm not going backwards whatsoever, okay? It's going to be like you're drawing a question mark with your foot, okay? High knee, leg comes through, okay? Try to follow me. See? It totally moves out of the direction of that hook. That's why this pass works. You guys understand? If he's being lazy and he's not doing shit with that foot, you can do whatever you want to, okay? But if he's good, don't get into that habit. You guys understand? Yes. All right, cool. People high step, but they won't clear the legs, okay? There are different things you can do in this situation. Like if you're a bigger guy and like you want to get right to like a pinning position, you're basically in half guard now. So if you wanted to, like you're like, oh, I messed up the high step, but I'm between the legs, you could crash on the person and just start passing half guard, okay? Otherwise, like you're correct. Like this is what I like to do. If I do make a mistake and I land here, yes, I'll just readjust and high step again. Yeah.
As long as you're controlling the leg.
Now, we've got our first order of business out of the way. Don't get swept. The second thing we have to do is get rid of this, all right? So I'm just gonna grab his wrist, break that grip. It's not a hard thing to do. And then from here, obviously, I want to start getting this foot further away from this grip. If I just hold on to this and then go back to passing, he's gonna grab my foot again, okay? So this way. All right, so guys, this is gonna be very similar to headquarters passing. As I rotate this foot back, okay, my knees are going to internally rotate, okay? You're going to be putting a lot of pressure on your partner, okay? That's just part of this, okay? It's going to be uncomfortable if you're on bottom, okay? Just try to help your partner out and deal with it, okay? I don't want to see you guys like doing this because it's actually going to make a bad habit, okay? So when I do it for real, you guys see this? I'm internally rotating my knee and I'm coming up off my toes here. So, aside from hiding my foot, why else do I want to do this? Well, Grant's legs are up high. You just shot this position, okay? If I haven't been swept yet, that means this space is going to be tighter too. When this space is tighter, it actually makes it way harder to do a high step, right? I got to get all that space back. It can be very difficult here. So this is a good time to back step, all right? So as we rotate here, it's going to be hard to push this foot off, but watch what my hip does as I rotate. It's going to help me expose this foot, okay? So he's staying tight here, I'm rotating. See, my hip pushes that foot out so I can clear it, okay? Remember, guys, keep that clamp on the foot, okay? Don't grab the ankle. It's going to kick out of this, okay? Get a nice, good clamp here so that when he does kick out, look, this is a way stronger grip, okay? All right, so for the back step, this is a trickier one. If you're learning it for the first time, you gotta learn timing here. I wanna lean forward just like the last pass, okay? Like I'm gonna fall over. But as I do, I wanna lose the foot and post my hand. As soon as I post my hand, that's when I'm gonna back step, okay? Now, at the end here, he's gonna try to do two things, okay? Some people try to like push your head and throw their legs over your head. That's when you're just gonna have to climb down the legs and push his legs down, okay? The more problematic thing here is a scramble. So if I land and he's tough and he gets an underhook on me, he's going to start coming up. And you might even get drived over like this. This is bad news, okay? So we're going to go back to that like WWF 3-count hook here. So he can't split his legs and come up, okay? Take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so again, we're starting here, okay? Keeping my base, getting my leg back, rotating, and I'm stacking his hips. I'm pointing my hips so this foot gets exposed, okay? As soon as I get here, the timing is lean, and as soon as I lean and place my hand, I'm back stepping, okay? Grant's gonna try to come up, okay? I'm hooking this leg, try to come up, okay? It's gonna be really hard when I'm hooking the leg here, okay? Guys, remember, if you ever can't get the leg and he does come up, you need to keep your body higher than his, so you're winning the scramble. Like a row, okay? Like you're picking up a kettlebell, like you're that guy? I don't know. All right. So here, with your hip, your shoulder, your elbow, I'm using my whole body to break this grip. Okay? Not just my hand. It's going to be too weak. Okay? So guys, when you're here, and you clear this grip, you start to turn in and go back to the legs. I'm not keeping a hold of this, okay? As soon as I've identified that he cannot grab my leg again, I'm grabbing this leg. Okay? One thing Grant can do here, if I'm too slow with this, he's going to extend this leg. Okay? That's the same thing I was talking about with the high step. Okay? I don't want to actually smash it to your own leg. That'll like kill some of the tension of the hook as well. Okay? So as you're leaning and you're pushing this off, okay, keep this leg smashed in. Now when he goes to kick, it should be way more difficult for him to follow me. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Keep going. When I make the decision to let go of this foot and post my hand, I am fully committed to following through with the sweep as soon as possible, so I do not get stuck on this leg. Okay? I'm gonna go a little faster, just a warning.
Yes, sir.
So if you've ever rolled with me and I've done this to you, I don't do it slow. I do it pretty fast, right? Yeah. So here, it's got to be quick. Okay. Now, guys, I'm trying to help you learn from my mistakes here. If you go here, okay, especially somebody bigger than you that's like, fuck you, you're not doing that move to me. They're gonna come here right away and he's gotta come up. You gotta hook that leg. Okay? Come up now. Now, here's what I was talking about, the side control. Once you get a full side control where you're not on a hip, okay? If you're not used to side control, you should not stay here with this grip. Okay? It's what they teach like a lot of white belts right away in most schools. What's the danger of this? It's gonna push my head. Yeah, not always the end of the world, but definitely at a very annoying position. So guys, whenever you get to a full side control, you should be taking this hand out and blocking the hip, or doing things like getting an underhook. One of those times, okay? I'm not gonna dive on a crossface here. I'll show you why. Okay, so if I go to long step with a big crossface, if anything goes wrong here, him following me with the foot, let's say I even clear the foot. Okay, if Ulysses gets that underhook, okay, I can't use this hand now to come up with him, right? Especially if I use the leg, okay? So if this happens, I gotta scramble out of here to release the crossface and post, and by that time he's already getting on top of me, okay? Guys, you wanna be up on your hand here. You wanna be across, okay? Which brings me to my next point. If you get here and he's explosive, he shoots those legs straight, you can't grab him, he's coming up. This allows me to stay higher than him, start looking for different things, okay? If I can't do that and he's really scrambling up, he's a good wrestler, at least I can force things like front headlock. Even going all the way up to the feet, it is gonna give me a slight advantage with getting better wrestling. So guys, I walk this knee close. I don't leave it out here. There's contact here with the inside of my knee. Watch this. Okay? Try to follow me now. His hips are so compact and like stacked up, like his body is in a really weak position. The direction of that kick is like almost pointless. All right, so we're here, we're in single leg X, okay? Again, first thing that's important is our posture. We're leaning over, we're not standing straight up here, okay? Second thing, I need to get my second foot back if he already has it. So here, if it's the pants, wrist, if it's not the pants, here, lifting, circling the foot, and I'm bringing my knees together inwards. This will make a good stacking pressure. I'm up on my toes on my right foot here to do this. I poke the hip to make the foot come out. That's where I clamp the foot. I keep his knee tight to my leg. Guys, here's the timing. As I push this back, I lean. That's when I drop my hand and kick. And that's when we're going to control the leg. Okay? Make sense? Okay. If he insists on holding onto your leg, okay, people ask me about this all the time. Guys, it's a good thing. He's holding on to like an attack that isn't there. How's he going to pull out in there? You know what I mean? It's really easy now to lift this up and pull him into things like the stupid arm bar, okay? And then we have a whole attack series here that we can go after. Okay? If you're this guy and you want to be swirly and up on full grappling, he turns into me hard here. Yes, we could look to go for the leg. Most of the time in the gi, this is going to be illegal. IBJJF, it's never legal in the gi. There are smaller tournaments like Grappling Industries, they have weird rules, like at blue belt, gi and no gi, you're allowed to reap. Okay? But for some reason you're not allowed to heel hook. Okay, so we're here. Ulysses starts throwing the reap in. Okay, if you guys weren't here the last 2 weeks for heel hook defense, the one thing we don't do when somebody reaps is try to turn against the reap. You're gonna hurt your own knee. Okay? When he goes to reap, I go with the reap. As I do that, he took the second foot out for me. If he doesn't, okay, it's important I clear the second foot, because that releases my hips. Alright? Now from here, I need to use this position to sit on his leg and bring my knee on top of his leg so I'm freeing my knee line. Okay? It's important for not getting heel hooked, and it's generally important for just getting out of this position. Now from here, a very simple thing we can do is I'm going to take this leg, I'm going to turn it into like what we call an S-mount post, like a kickstand. It's going to go here. Okay? This is so I can get really low, start to get my fist to the floor. Okay? From here, very simple. All we're looking to do is basically like a reverse knee slice. Slicing my right knee, coming around, and staying very low on his hips. Okay? I'm keeping my head low too. Why low? If I start going high right away, Ulysses is going to turn in, get his guard back. Okay? Lots of bad stuff can happen there. Okay? Now if he turns in, I don't even have to move. See, his legs just run into my torso, and I can just stay tight to the hips here, and then start climbing up. Okay? The other way, I can start getting a ride on the knee with my shin, bringing this leg up, and then we have easy entries into back takes. Okay? So we got to make that habit of when he goes for it, I got to go with him. Okay? I got to clear the secondary foot, and I got to get my knee past the line of his knees. Okay? So now, heel hook, ankle lock doesn't matter. If he doesn't have this knee, it's going to be much harder for him to injure me here. Okay? Now the pass, all we're going to do is kickstand this leg, like an S-mount leg. Okay? This is going to feel awkward. My own arm is going to go behind my own hip. Guys, you always need to get this all the way to the ground? No, but it's a good idea. It's going to give me a tighter position as I pass. So I will make an effort to really punch my fist through and get it to the floor here. Now as I pass, should be an easy thing to stay low and stay low to his hip. Guys, look at my head. My head's low too. I have my ear on his back. Don't go up here. It's going to be easier for him to push off and start to recover his guard. Keep your head low. So now if he pushes off, okay, that's that S-mount analogy. Here, I'm bringing myself further away from his hip. If I go here, now I'm way closer to the hip, and it's way easier to get here. That's why I want you to bend the leg in this direction first. Okay? Now, this is one of the simplest ways we can pass here. Okay? Again, I brought this up 2 weeks ago when we did outside heel hook defense too. It's not out of the question to backstep this way either. Okay? You just got to make sure, A, your knee is free, or else you could backstep right into a belly down heel hook. Okay? And B, you got to make sure you have good balance for this. So if you are going to do stuff like this, okay, make sure you're settling with good base, and then it should be an easier thing to get like a head and arm and start to pressure pass. Or again, if you're this guy, you can go right back time to time. Okay. Preemptively, you are looking to get your forearm under the reap. Okay, so we can hip in and wipe this off. We did that before when we did high step passing. Okay. If you can ever clear this knee, okay, it is possible to start to sit on the person and pull them into things like mount or monopodas.
Okay.